Welcome to Pagan Coffee Talk. If you enjoy our content, please consider donating and following our socials. Today, we're going to talk about enlightenment. That sounds like fun, right?
Okay.
Basically, it's that period in history where a bunch of people finally decided to put down the Bible, pick up a telescope, and use reason for a change, right?
Right.
It's pretty much the
These
only reason we're not living in mud huts, right? Arguing about
yeah,
angels dancing on the head of a pin or whatever.
right. This is the whole beginning of, fighting against the flat earth nowadays.
Yeah.
So it's sort of what we're talking about here, all right? Now, when you talk to most people about the Enlightenment, this period,
Mm-hmm.
of course, you'll hear most Christians pop up, hey, it was us that did all this.
Right.
That's a little bit of a lie because the Enlightenment involved science and reason, not
Mm-hmm.
religion.
Right.
But let's be a little honest about this. Where did the sciences come from?
Well, they
Well,
came from herbalism and astrology
and alchemy and
right.
all these things that are considered pagan.
Right.
And they are pagan. We created these sciences. When the Enlightenment came along, all they did was just strip out all the oogity boogity.
Yeah. Well,
and just started.
Well, I was going to say, for the
go ahead.
longest time, the church actually fought against science.
Yes.
It was heresy.
Well, before the Dark Ages,
Mm-hmm.
all right, where Christianity fought against science, we're back to the flat earthers. This is where all this comes from. Everybody in the world believed that we lived on a sphere.
Mm-hmm.
Just like the moon, just like the sun, just like all the other planets we saw that we monitored in the sky.
Right.
To get divination from.
Mm-hmm.
Well, and now Christians want to come, and now the Christians want to come along and go, no, we created science because our people put names to this, to the scientific theory. Well, they named it, they didn't create it.
Right.
The process was already there. All they did was define it and how it was supposed to be. But I hate to be this way. All these people they look up to, Benjamin Franklin, all these other people that
Isaac Newton
were involved in it. Isaac Newton.
Yeah.
Guess what? Every last one of them studied the occult.
Yeah.
Because the occult back then was not what we think of now. It's not, a bunch of idiots running around thinking, ooh, every myth and folklore and, bad luck thing is true.
Right.
This is not what the occult is. No, it was reason. It was logic.
Right. I was going to say philosophy was involved in that big.
A lot. Do you want me to sit there and say, yeah, we had some oogity boogity that really shouldn't belong in there in chemistry and all that? Yes. All right. Did we eventually figure it out? Yes. But at the end of the day, this is more of a referendum on paganism and pagan thought than it is Christian.
Right.
I hate to be this way.
You're not wrong.
The proof is in the pudding here. I mean, when you start to think about what the occult says and what science says, you start getting this weird thing.
Right.
All right. So just to show off what I mean, okay?
Mm-hmm.
All right. Go to any AI and ask an AI to compare occult philosophy to quantum mechanics or quantum theory.
Right.
See what happens. You're going to surprise yourself. See what happens if you do the same thing with the occult compared to the Enlightenment. See what it does.
Mm-hmm.
Then go back and do it with the Bible. See what happens. People are going to be a whole lot more surprised.
Mm-hmm.
So what do you think so far?
They're all valid points, I mean, when you look at it, Christianity actually, they bucked up against science, right? So They were completely against it. And then they realized, and this is my opinion, from what they realized they couldn't beat it.
What? No.
So they did what they do best. They assimilated.
Well, to make it worse is science, history backs us up.
Mm-hmm.
The 7 wonders of the world were created by which civilizations?
Right. Pagan civilizations.
Pagan civilization.
Right.
The pyramids, all this.
I was going to say the Egyptians, the Stoics, the Romans.
Egyptians, Stoics, on and on.
Pagan societies.
All pagan society. Okay, so where's the stuff for the Christians? I'm just asking. Where's their monuments? Where's their big cities? I mean, right. They look at New York and stuff like that. I'm sorry, this is all based off of pagan philosophy, the framework of the United States. All right, the chassis of the United States is pagan with a Christian framework, with a Christian skin wrapped around it. It can even be seen in the whole the Declaration of Independence.
Mm-hmm.
What's the first line? That these rights are self-evident before Creator.
Right.
Why? The fact is that we don't need a creator to show that these rights are self-evident. Our existence alone says that they are. Right. It does not require a deity to tell us. The fact that we are created gives us those rights.
Mm-hmm.
Is what that statement's really saying.
Okay, so question. What is the connection between individual liberty and magical will?
This is you placing your will upon the world. How can I suppress anyone else's will? I wouldn't want my will suppressed.
And so you see that as a liberty, as an individual liberty?
I see that as I see that as an individual liberty.
So they're pretty much one of the same, though.
Yes.
Okay.
So, I mean, it is a a rational, logical thought. When we go back and we look at all these great ethics and morals, okay, don't kill, don't commit adultery, don't try to murder people, don't bear false witness. If we go back to Ugg in his little tribe of 60 people, okay, Ugg going around raping women, what's going to happen? Because there's 30 women probably in that place, and I'm sure they could pick up a rock at some point, and Ugg's got to sleep at some point. It's very interesting how in the world we want to pretend like there's not actions consequences and people won't take those. To where in the world we can sit there and go, okay, in a tribe, we should not do these things.
Right.
They are self-evident because it tears the tribe apart. But what do we hear from certain places? No. We wouldn't be able to do this unless somebody came and told us.
Right.
I mean, come on, make it make sense. How can we build pyramids but not have the ethics and morals? I'm sorry, these are ethics and morals that require for any civilization to actually exist. And yes, we have a group of people going around going, no, these are special because they're the same as the rest of the world. There's no difference. There's nothing unique about this.
Right.
The Enlightenment proves that. This is where in the world we have this whole entire problem. This is why the Christians do not like Freemasons. Again, Freemasons were more of the occult part of this, the actual religious. They don't like those. They're Satan.
Well,
again,
I would say that's probably in the early days of Christianity. It's not so much a big thing now.
Most people don't think about it.
A lot of church members, when I was growing up, there were a lot of men in our church who were Freemasons.
Right. But, nowadays, most of their secrets have been published, so everybody's not as hype about it. When they were more secretive.
Yeah, I guess so. Yeah.
People had more, because trust me, I've heard those conspiracy theories.
Yeah, I heard a lot of those.
And again, some of them do make you raise an eyebrow. That don't make bad sense there. I can see that.
Right.
And that's still this is still why in the world Christianity has a problem with all this scientific technology. Why every AI, every advancement is some sign of the devil. Because down deep, these pastors know the sciences came from the pagan societies, not them. And they're going around and using our knowledge and claiming it's theirs. I'm sorry, the Enlightenment had nothing to do with Christianity, very little. It was more of a pagan referendum and logic and reasoning.
Well, what about psychology?
What about it? I mean,
it's
I mean,
basically a search for truth, is it not?
well, it's a search for truth, but it's also a search for those archetypes that we keep on seeing over and over again. It's asking those questions. Why do those hero stories last longer than any other stories?
I mean, we call it gnosis, right?
Right.
Search for truth.
Right.
But the roots are in like Jung
Mm-hmm.
and his crowd. But what did they study? They studied all the pagan myths.
Right. Of behaviors and attitudes and what was going on.
Mm-hmm.
They were not studying them as religious context. They were studying them for behavior patterns.
Right.
Here's the problem with myth. All right. Everybody wants to sit there and go, it takes a long time for a myth to change. Yes, that's true to some extent. But there's also another part of this, how frequently it's told.
Mm.
You tell a story once a year for 200 years, there's only 200 chances for that story to change.
Right.
You're telling a story once a week for 50 years.
Right.
That math starts.
That's a lot of opportunities.
That's a lot. That's a lot of opportunities. As kids, we can maybe listen to the story over and over again, but as adults, we go back and listen to those stories, and it's kind of like, this is getting a little bit monotonous.
Well, yeah.
But, are you with me?
But also, as adults, you're also more likely to notice those changes. But
right.
Wait a minute. That's not what he said last time.
Well, no, I'm talking about this behavior that we see in kids sitting there watching Shrek over and over again.
Mm-hmm.
And the parents play, if I hear it one more time, I'm going to scream.
Right.
The way we take in story as kids versus the way we do as adults are completely different, and everybody wants to pretend like there's the same.
No, yeah, you're right. They are completely different.
So again, when you tell these stories for kids, you can be a little bit more ostentatious.
Right. You can be more animated.
When you're telling it to an adult, they're going to want some reason and logic behind it.
Mm-hmm.
They're not just going to accept just because it's a story. It's the adults that catch that. Well, that just looks like a plot device. This is where all this stuff comes from. This is adults going, okay, yeah, this story don't make sense because of here.
Mm-hmm.
So why should we continue? Why would we not change it to remove those inconsistencies?
Well, I think part of the difference, and you're right. I mean, you should remove those, but I think part of the difference as adults, we're looking for what's hidden in there.
Yes,
because our minds have developed and we're quote unquote mature, which again, that's a debatable point, but but we're more mature than children, and,
right?
And we're actively searching for something, and when we hear the stories, we're looking at backgrounds. We're looking for some type of hidden knowledge that might be there that we might have missed previously.
I can see an adult passing by the grandparents sitting there around the campfire, around the fire, telling the kids a story to keep them quiet in the evenings, to keep the creatures from coming around. And some parent half hearing the story going, wait a minute, that ain't the story I remember.
Well, yeah, and I could see that happening like after the kids go to bed. Like, hey, wait a minute. You didn't tell the same story.
No.
Something changed. Why did you change
You left this part out.
Right. And then a whole new conversation takes place.
Right. Do I believe these people think they're lying? No, I just think they're misremembering. They're being editors. They're editing the story to fit what they believe. I mean, at the end of the day, if you're sitting there telling a story of Hercules and there's some feat that you just don't believe he actually did or just didn't seem to make, you're going to either drop it or change it into something else.
True.
We justify this in our own heads, right? At the end of the day, yes, humans do this. We will justify it. We will find a way to make it make sense so we can live in that life. That's human behavior.
I was going to say, we're really good at doing that.
But to sit there and to ignore that these behaviors don't happen is exactly what in the world I see a lot of people in the public doing.
Right.
They want to ignore this and only focus in on certain things. This is not enlightenment. All right. The enlightenment was, and I'll be quite honest with you, and I'm probably about to piss off a lot of people because I honestly believe that science that we have now is the most purest form of magic we actually are performing in society today.
Wow. That's a big statement. That's a bold statement.
All right. Again, it's all the woo-woo removed from our magic going, okay, and again, here's my logic here, okay? Because what we're trying to do is understand the world enough to manipulate it to our advantage.
Right.
And that's all magic really is at the end of the day. Regardless if you have to call upon deities or create some magnetic field or electricity to get it done.
Right. No, I mean, you're absolutely right. I mean, the whole goal of magic is to understand, is to gain knowledge, to manipulate your environment, to create change. That's what science does every day.
Yes.
So yeah, you're right. Science is pure magic.
It's pure magic. It is the pure concept of magic. It is the ultimate in what world we're doing. Yes, it would be nice to have an AI that can contract every molecule in the universe, because then we would know everything because the data's there. We can just track it back to those events.
Right.
And the computer and the AI should be able to regenerate it.
Should be able to.
Should be able to, theoretically.
Right.
We're back to a form of divination. We're able to see the past and the future if we ever achieve this. How's that not divination? It's just on a bigger scale.
Yeah. So we're back to it's all based in paganism.
Again, this is what the Enlightenment gave us. This world we live in. Our rockets, our technology, the cell phone you're calling, that you're using. To listen to this podcast is only there because paganism exists.
So would you basically just say that Enlightenment was the moment that magic won?
I would say that.
You'd say it's probably the moment that, the West, because we divide everything to West and East.
Right.
But would you say it's the West formally adopted, like, occult principles of law and will and hidden knowledge?
Yep.
And,
again,
put all that together to build the modern world we're in now.
Well, I'll put it to you this way. The way I looked at the United States, because again, everybody wants to complain, going, oh, it's all pagan. No, it's a mix of the two. All right. It's literally the chassis of paganism wrapped in a veneer of Christianity to make it palatable to the masses.
Right.
So with that said, are you ready for some coffee?
Yeah, let's go get some coffee. Thanks for listening. Join us next week for another episode. Pagan Coffee Talk is brought to you by Life Temple and Seminary. Please visit us at lifetempleseminary.org for more information, as well as links to our social media: Facebook, Discord, Twitter, YouTube, and Reddit.
We travel down this trodden path, a maze of stone and mire. Just hold my hand as we pass by a sea of blazing pyres. And so it is the end of our days, so walk with me till morning breaks. And so it is the end of our days, so walk with me till morning